Hello, everyone. My name is Nancy Bautista. I will be presenting with my team, Thomas McKenzie and Dave Williams, our Team Laser presentation on Daniel Ek, CEO and founder of Spotify. The agenda for this presentation will focus on Daniel Ek and how he started, what is Spotify, and what services are provided, how he learned to lead with zero charisma, his leadership theory, key concepts of becoming a leader, Spotify criticism, and we'll end with a conclusion. Next slide. So some facts about Daniel and what he's done through the years. Daniel Ek is a Swedish man who in 2006 co-founded Spotify at age 23 and later became the CEO, an internet music streaming service for consumers. At a young age, he started developing websites and he quickly began to identify that he really enjoyed technology, so he decided he wanted to work in this field. Daniel has been one of the most influential founders and CEOs in technology and media founder for Spotify. So what is Spotify? Spotify is or was created to provide listeners with legal and supported access to millions of songs, rejecting traditional models of downloading and eliminating per song cost. An innovating company that supports upcoming artists and famous artists all over the world by listening to songs, playlists, and various podcasts. Consumers will get a free month membership, but later pay a monthly fee for services. Now we're just going to we're going to watch a quick short video of Spotify and what they do. Next slide. So Daniel learned to lead with zero charisma. Daniel displayed the characteristic modesty of his native Sweden, describing himself as relatively decent at most things, like jack of all trades, but not really great at anything. He believed that if you were not great at anything, you should not let it stop you from doing what you really want to do in your dreams. He points out that the next time you're wondering if you have what it takes to be a leader, a great leader, you probably don't, but neither does pretty much anyone else at the beginning. Leadership is learned, not gifted to some people. And that's what he believed in. Next slide.
Daniel Ek believes leadership is defined through personal perspective. Ek is very conscientious with his time management and very clear about his role in group discussions. Visually, he describes his leadership style as an inverted pyramid, where his role to serve employees from the bottom. Pompliano, 2020. This leadership style starts by identifying the needs of followers, where the leader entrusts and supports employees to meet the established vision. Ek's style is consistent with the servant leadership theory concept first published in 1970 by Robert K. Greenleaf. Next slide. Ek clearly understood the basics of leadership principles as referenced in Chapter 2 on Becoming a Leader, Venus 2009. His guiding vision is everyone would have access to music through a free or low-cost technology platform. Ek has been very passionate about music since childhood. His appreciation for access and diversity, combined with his interest in technology and his drive to solve problems, is the driving force behind Spotify. Four additional key concepts displayed in Eck is his knowledge of himself, devotion to principle, maturity, and understanding the value of others' needs. One example of Eck's ability to be introspective is his acknowledgement of his strengths and weaknesses. Eck is very intentional about his use of time and states he likes to be invited to the party, but openly admits he will not attend. Pompliano, 2020. His desire for transparency is one of his key leadership strengths. Daniel Eck is also guided by a strong devotion to principle. His collective approach to talent development and honesty about the length of job or project and his upfront position helps employees understand long-term goals, and he believes in being open and honest. Daniel Eck had his first legitimate business at the age of 14, demonstrating an advanced level of maturity. Eck believes integrity is earned and must be given by coworkers. Servant leadership theory is about supporting your people and making deposits on the front side. In turn, the leaders will earn trust. The curious and daring nature of Daniel Eck makes him a perfect fit for solving the complex issues surrounding previously pirated music. Daniel Eck's leadership style embodies a quote by John C. Maxwell. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Maxwell, 1999. Success is a matter of value and perspective. Although Eck's net worth is quoted about $3.8 million, his real success is Spotify's 180 million users across the world. Daniel Eck's passion for music and interest in technology has created a platform that is beneficial to both the artist and the end user. Next slide.
So while Spotify is an innovative and groundbreaking new system, it has not gone without its criticisms. Some of these include their pay-to-play system, Spotify's Discover Weekly playlists, which are incredibly popular, have included options for artists and music labels to pay for entrance in these popular playlists, kind of thus gatekeeping who is able to get popular playlists. This can also obviously result in conflict of interest as artists are paid per stream. Being not in the popular playlist, decreased streams, and so on and so forth. They've been criticized for their censorship. This has most famously happened with the Joe Rogan podcast, where they removed over 40 episodes citing hate speech and other aspects that they felt were not supportive of their users. And this also has happened with other music artists that they've deemed as inappropriate. Another big criticism is their both opaque business practices along with their variable payment structure. So Spotify does not have a singular pay per stream. It varies artist to artist, and they're not very forthcoming on what you get paid each stream. And this can cause issues for artists who are reliant on mostly streaming services, especially during the pandemic, as kind of not knowing how much they're going to get paid. Further, they've been accused and shown with some evidence that they've created false artists or fake artists that they put within these major playlists to avoid paying costs out to the real artists. And Eck himself has gotten in trouble or been criticized for his opinions on musicians and telling them how often they should release content to be successful, and that hasn't gone over as well with said musicians. In conclusion, we think that Spotify represents a paradigm shift within the music industry and incredible growth and innovation. While Eck has made some missteps within this burgeoning industry, He shouldn't shy away from his mistakes, but instead merely be accountable, as whenever you're dealing with this level of shift, there's bound to be missteps. He's a great example of a leader that was made and not born, and shows that even if you don't have the believed requisite persona or extroverted nature, that you can stick to your path and gradually build that leadership ability. And on top of this, that anybody from any pathway is able to accomplish this. You don't have to follow a kind of traditional hierarchical path. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we appreciate any and all questions and comments.